Hello, this is a business video. Today we're going to be, it's kind of a short video because it's fairly easy to look over this one. We're near the end of the course. It's called Developing Customer Service. So basically this is I keep wanting to say consumer, customer service, what it actually is. Just going through the book now so I can give you an overview of what we're going to be doing. Telling you how you meet the customer expectations, how you can monitor it, and basically the ins and outs of the benefits of it, and what certain things might mean. And yep, if there's anyone watching from my business class at college, if you like to, I've got the booklet here obviously with me, so if you need to go over any of the questions, just drop a link in the comment and I will go through the answers. But obviously it's irrelevant me doing it just to you generally, because you might not be anywhere in the world. So first thing we need to do is, we can say, what is customer service? Now this is quite important, so I'll stack the black and I'll write it in red. I could write it in blue, whatever, crazy. Leave it in red, so I'll leave it at the top. So consumer this is the problem with doing economics as well. You keep wanting to put consumer, but it's customer. Customer service. So, just give me a minute. Fancy bit of art there. So, customer service is just the way, I'll just tell you it now before I spent forever trying to write it down. Customer service is the way a business treats its customers. And now there's three parts to it. This is the before the purchase, so when they're walking around the store, if you've got a physical location, obviously, they're walking around the store, they're greeted, how they find the product they're looking for, so that's before they have purchased it. During the purchase, so how quick it is. Obviously you don't need to put all this in, I'm just telling you each bit, so I'll go over the proper definition in a minute. So you've got during, so that's actually when they're purchasing the products. And then after, so if they've got any problems with the product, or do you keep in touch with the customer, or is it just they've left them? So you need them three parts. You can't just have the purchase, when they've got it. That's just not where they I can't speak anymore. It's probably I might edit that. I might leave it in. Customer service. So it's the way. A business was looks after its customers, and then just put like a semicolon saying before, during and after their purchase. So my writing is really bad. During and after the purchase, or the exchange I'll put actually. So that's the definition of customer service. So that's the textbook definition from my textbook of customer service. I keep wanting to say consumer, it's really annoying me. So we've kind of outlined what it is. So the modern way of doing that is customer relation marketing, focus on the attention and importance of profit to keep external customers. So basically, sorry, I was just reading from the textbook and then I'll do my own way of putting it. So CRM, I think I picked up on a pen here. Have I? Oh, I might have done. Consumer. Oh, damn it. Relation marketing. Now, what this means is consumer relation marketing. So it's basically what it is focus on the current customers instead of gaining new ones, because it's very good for a business to gain new customers. I mean, obviously it needs new customers. It can't stay one size forever. But if you have a repeat customer, they spread the word of mouth for you, and it's actually proven that if you tell one person, they will spread out the message of good customer service to around 250 people. Now, I'm not going to write that bit down. Just hope you're listening. So as I said, one person could actually lead to 250 people network coming to your business. So if you can imagine that, scale that up with the size of the customer base that most firms have, it is quite massive. You know, you're going to get McDonald's, it's a big piece of rubbish that now, to be honest. Consumer relation marketing. So as we just mentioned before, I was talking to the board there, so no. Consumer relation marketing, so it focuses on retaining customers, basically. Focuses on retaining customers instead of gaining new ones, but I'm just going to be lazy and put focuses on retaining customers. Now obviously you're not going to do that, so what I'm trying to do is lead you astray so I get a star. Yeah. But that's what consumer relation marketing is. Obviously, you know, don't believe me, you can look it up, but I'm sure by doing this video you probably want to do that. Yeah, so what do customers want from a product? Well, they want, basically, the main things they want is, there's a load of listed in my book there, but the general, I shouldn't really refer to the book so much, the general stance really of good, what consumers want. So I just put it here, what do customers want? And consumers want basically just the environment to be nice, the staff to be helpful, and the experience to be pleasant. So you know, obviously we're consumers, so we know that. So I just put helpful staff and efficient service are the main two things. Helpful staff, and when I say helpful staff, what I mean is not just Bob the Builder just going, oh, we'll fix that for you. What we mean by helpful staff is just general things. I'm just trying to sum it into one there, so that's not just one reason. So they'd be quick staff, they'd be, you know, help you focus what you need, provide the service well, friendly, atmosphere kind of thing. I don't need to write so many of them down. So friendly staff and efficient service. And obviously the product to be good quality, but they're the main two, as we said. So they're the sort of main things. Now, as I said, I'm going to leave the red right at the top on the board there. They might go if I can be bothered rubbing them off. So that's the sort of outline for you there of what consumers want, what consumer relation marketing is, and consumer service or customer service. Yeah, probably better to say customer, but I just get into the habit of saying consumer, which is more economics term, but it's easy to mix the two up, which you shouldn't do. So you can see my errors often. So how do we actually provide this customer service? I mean, it's very well good saying yes, this is hypothetical stuff, but I should write in blue pen actually. Instead of red, you might get confused. So first of all, to find out, so the way the business looks after its customers. So customers want helpful staff and efficient service. That is very good, but how do we know exactly kind of what service they want? I mean, it's very easy to say, yes, well, we're doing hairdressing, they obviously want the haircut. It's not that. People aren't that stupid. Well, you know, it depends. So what we want is to find out what the consumers want, because consumer sovereignty, bit of economics there again, keep going off track here. So consumers want a good service that is suited to their needs, as we looked at in the quality section of AQA business. So what we're doing, we want to provide the customer a good service of what they require. Now, to find out what the customer needs, obviously back to Biz 1, we need to do some market research. And obviously there's two types of market research. There's the primary market research and the secondary market research. For Biz 2, you're just expected to know them. So if you don't, I will hopefully try and post a video off before the Business 1 exam, and you should be able to use that. So, what consumers want. How do we, how's this labelled in my book? So, meeting consumer expectations. I don't want to come up with a random title and confuse you. Meeting customer expectations. Expectations. So, how do we meet consumers' expectations? Well, obviously we said about the market research, so that's a key one there. Market research, and obviously you want to do primary, as well as quite pointless doing secondary if you're in a constantly evolving market. And now you've got to think, well, who actually provides this service? It's very well good. The business research, the top managers, the HR managers, or just directors and stuff going, yeah, this is what we want, and worker, you're going to provide this. Well, the worker doesn't know how to provide that. It's very good saying to the worker, yes, well, you're going to answer the phone within 2 seconds, for example. And the worker obviously, that's a bad example actually, because unless you really like thick, then hopefully most people know how to answer the phone. So market research, and then the other thing you need to do is obviously to be able to work to implement this service that you've sort of thought of. You need to train the worker, so training is a key one. Because obviously you've got the two things there, they sort of interlink into each other. So you've got to know what the consumer wants and how to apply it in terms of the workers, because you're kind of hoping they understand it. And obviously the customer service is about the quality of the service as well. So that links into like quality assurance and quality standards, so we can sort of mix that into one. So I just put in here quality question mark, and then what we mean by this is sort of systems. So look back at the quality video if you don't know what I mean. So we mean like TQM, which is assurance, and why business would want this. So you get the BS 5750 or the ISO 9000, which is the international version of it, essentially. So meeting consumer expectations, there's a little bit of difference between the thing there, but what you need is market research to work out what they want, the training to implement what they want, and the quality to make sure they get what they want. So it's like an all-consuming sort of circle, if you like, of meeting consumer expectations. So I'll just go over that again, in case you weren't listening. So what consumers want is they want market research. Well, they don't want market research. You can go, well, I'm going into Currys, we want you, I'm the customer, we want you to, go and do some market research, you customer, we're telling you that. So what the customer wants, they want their needs to be met, and obviously this is done by market research, find out what the needs are, and we can go into sort of details of that. So primary, focus groups, telephone calls, knock on doors, postal surveys, etc. So your market research, and then you need to know how to implement that, and then the quality, make sure it's kept within the thing. So obviously you do TQM, is a more modern approach. Just go over it again. Consumer relation marketing, so it's keep on retaining customers and bringing in new ones. Consumer service, customer service, the way a business looks after its customers before, after and during the exchange of the goods and services. That's an overview of what we've just gone through there, a quick overview. So I'm trying to keep recapping it so you don't lose my train of thought. So basically what I'm going to do now is I've got a little space at the bottom here, and I'm instead of rubbing all this out, there's a lot in there, I don't know if you can actually see it. What I'm going to do is just give you an overview of how we can measure this. I think meeting consumer expectations is quite a key one. Measuring it is quite logical. So what you need is satisfaction surveys. So that's one way of measuring customer service. So what we mean by this is if a customer walks into Currys, for example, I quite like Currys because they can't sue me because they're not open. It's Currys or something like that business, that one. So they're probably going to be sued now. So satisfaction surveys. So what we mean by this is, so if a person comes into a certain business and says, right, well, we want this service, and you have to, because you can't read the mind of the customer. Keep wanting to say consumer, it's killing me. So obviously you're gonna the best way of doing this is giving them a form and saying, fill this out when there's like a tick box or something. Obviously you don't need to go into too much detail on that. You just need to know a satisfaction survey is one way of monitoring consumer customer relation sort of thing. Obviously there are disadvantages, like they may not be filled out correctly. You might have to put like some sort of voucher out there, so if they win a voucher, which you see every day in the firms. Another way is focus groups, so getting groups of customers together, seeing how they felt about it, which is sort of like satisfaction surveys. But the most interesting one is something called a mystery shopper. Now they are, say we've got take McDonald's as an example. So you've got loads of different branches of McDonald's, and obviously we can go into these in terms of the franchises across the country and the world, for example. But so what happens? Someone at the very top of McDonald's says, we need to measure our customer service. Now they do this every week in a branch of McDonald's. One of the HR managers, I keep saying HR, there's a pen gone. So what? Yes, probably need to pick that up actually. There you go. So basically, they send in this mystery shopper. Now it's not a mystery shopper because, well, it is the mystery shopper to the people who are serving, and they just think it's a regular person. But the HR managers and the other managers know we've sent in this high-profile, well, not high-profile, but sort of high-ranking person within the organisation who reports back and says, this is what I found out, this is how I was treated during the branch. So it's basically an insider going into the inside of their own company and looking around, poking around the inside of it. So just to go over that again, because I waffled on a bit there. So monitoring customer service, you've got satisfaction surveys, what do you think? Focus groups, so groups of consumers, and then you've got the mystery shopper and using IT, which is a lot. IT is probably the cheapest one there actually. So just Twitter, just ask them Twitter. You might get a bit of idiots putting them head. I'd say, well, how can we improve customer service? I'm going to have to write red because my blue pen's decided to go walkies. Improving customer service. So, how do we improve customer service? Well, for example, if you're in a hairdressing salon, you could answer the phone quickly, and obviously, because you're not very happy when you're waiting, so increase response. And obviously, that's not spelled right, but another one you could have is if you're waiting for your hair to be cut, obviously that's going to wind you up, so decrease waiting times would increase the experience of going into the shop. Waiting times. Another one could be, what's it got here? Don't make promises that can't be kept. So, I just put make reasonable promises. Depends on the workers. Make reasonable promises. I know you can't see that, but it doesn't matter. Listen to me. Make reasonable promises. Now, what we mean by reasonable promises is basically, so you don't say you can do too many things in one day if you've not got the capacity to do that. So that's a key one there. That's the main parts of improving customer service. I'm not going to rub it off just to put in some benefits. One could be impact on sales volume. So if you increase customer service, that would tell one person, that would tell 250 people, and that will increase your word of mouth promotion, which will help a business in a rut, and also it gives them a USP because high levels of customer service is hard to come by. You could distinguish that from your competitors. Motivates your employees because they're getting less complaints, so obviously they feel more motivated. Reduce costs and increases your reputation. So just to go over that again, benefits, USP, increased sales volume, and improves your employee motivation. Just know about 2 or 3. So again, sales volume, USP, reputation. Sales volume, USP, reputation. Sales volume, word of mouth. Reputation, so kind of the same thing really. USP distinguishes from your competitors, they may not have this. That's a brief overview. Not brief, it's quite long. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video.